Hey good looking, welcome back to the channel. This month's featured BYOP theme is April Showers, your rainy day palette. So I'm inviting you all to create your very own 10-pan single eyeshadows of shadows that inspire you of a rainy day. So I am doing this, couldn't think of anybody else better than the beautiful and wonderful Cara of Beauty in the Frizz and Kelly Rettenberger from Keep Beauty Real. So we collaborate every month on this, and this month's April Showers palette video can be found down below in my D bar, so make sure you guys go check it out and check out their videos. Let them know how wonderful they did. All right, let's get started. I picked out some beautiful, wonderful April rainy day palette shadows, and then of course I'm featuring my bonus shade right here, and we will get into the very nitty-gritty details of all of the brands, the wheres, the whys, and how they swatch, and then I'll show you guys this eye look that I'm going to, we'll put together a little eye look, okay? So let's get started. Starting out with the palette. So starting out with a palette here, I've got the first shadow by ColourPop, and it is a peachy copper shade, 20-something. Nothing really particularly special about it, but I just really love it. Divina is the next brand I feature. Sweetie Sunbeam. It is a glitter multi-chrome is kind of how I would describe it, but it's got like that reddish base and a beautiful sunny, flowery, topper, shifty, sparkly shade over top. Sydney Grace's Peach Crush is a beautiful matte peach shade that I thought fit the bill, and I really wanted to keep this, again, neutral, everyday wearable, so I'm swiping on some Peach Crush here. I did lay down some primer, just some moisturizer on my arm previous to this, so it looks like it's still a bit tacky. Makeup Geek Sin City, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little throwback here, so I'm featuring Sin City by Makeup Geek. And this is a shimmery orange, kind of a satin, but it goes really well with that Sydney Grace shade. Lick It, Slam It, Suck It, sunshiny yellow Divina shade. And this is a duochrome or a multi-chrome, I can't really figure out which, but it does have a beautiful shift on it, and it's really difficult to capture on camera, but I promise it's there, and you can't even get the shade anymore, so, you know, just feast your eyes in all its glory right there, because that's where you can see it if you don't own it. Sydney Grace's Celebrate. Beautiful, warm, golden olivey green. I started out with some olive greens, and they were just too grungy. I wanted it more of a grass green, like a wet grass color, and that's what I chose. Then I put in Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow matte shade Birkin. I don't know, I just want to throw an ABH shadow. I haven't really used them in a long time. I thought that was really pretty. So, again, taking in a throwback, this is Makeup Geek's Aphrodite, and this is a matte plum brown shade. This is the shadow that I would use it to deepen up the crease. It's the color of dirt, mud after it rains, so it's really, really beautiful. Lastly, followed up by Sydney Grace's Oasis. I think this is just really beautiful blue. That kind of is like a pop of color. Wanted that to be featured in my shadow. I'm building up the swatch here for intensity so you guys can see the actual pigmentation, but blues don't swatch very well, and especially not from Sydney Grace. For some reason, they just don't. And finally, JD Glow's Unexpected is my featured fun shadow, if you will. That's the 10th shade in my collection of singles here for my April Showers Bring May Flowers. This is a beautiful duochrome. Kind of got a soft nude base with a turquoise teal leaning shift. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand now. You guys can get a good look at that shift as you can see it from the bend in my hand. So you can see the nude, and then you can kind of see it's a warm green. So it's almost a lime green. And then in some ways you can see a little bit of a turquoise teal shift as well, but not very well in this particular setting. Oh, wait, but there's more. Now you can kind of see that teal shift as I've got some leftover from my swatch finger. You can see on there, it's so beautiful. I love this shade. I might have featured it in a previous palette, but I just can't get enough of this shadow. It's So wonderful. And these are all the shadows for my Build Your Own palette for the month of April. If you're finding value in this content, as always, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm Kendra Morgan Official here, and I put out content weekly centered around makeup, brushes, single eyeshadows, such as the ones I'm featuring today, and sunscreen. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see some more content like this in the future. Make sure you hit the like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Let's get started on a beautiful look. I know for today's look, I am going to feature this shadow right here. Or am I going to feature the Divina shadow? I don't know. At any rate, let's start with the Sydney Gray shade. I can't really get this in there, and that's part of the problem. But this is Peach Crush. I thought it was Peach Harvest for some reason. I'm just dipping in there, and I'm going to add some of that to my crease. You know what? I should have done something a little bit different this time around. I should have. I'm a creature of habit. It's just nothing else to it. I'm going to bring this all the way up and around the brow just ever so slightly. And then continuing on to the other side. What do we want to do with this palette? There's a pop of green and a pop of blue. I'm not really feeling blue for some reason. I don't know. Like normally I would be, but I'm not today. When I built the palette, I was feeling the pop of blue. Now, not so much. I'm going to go ahead and bring it underneath as well. Just dip my tip. Just the tip. That's what she said. Anyway, drag that down right here and just kind of round out that peachy look. I can already tell you right now my blue eyes are looking quite nice. Very nice, very beautiful. Let's do something not so traditional, not so much like me. All over the lid, in the inner corner. Plaster this puppy all over the green shade to give it the duochrome effect. Let's make it happen. So grabbing this Veramona brush right here, wiping off any excess from the previous shade, dipping into Sydney Grace's, is it Celebrate? I think it is. And it's kind of, yeah, it's Celebrate. It's that green shade. I don't feel like that's a shade that looks very like Sydney Grace Celebrate like, but I love the color. I thought it should be something more green. The name, it's already green enough. Okay, so yeah, let's do this on the outer half. All right, and then I wish I would, I ran out of my loose powder and I was like, I really don't need any more loose powder. Hopefully that wasn't like completely out of focus. And then just kind of dabble the rest of it inward. Ooh, what could I use to blend it? I wonder if I should use a little bit of like this shade mixed with a little bit of that shade, Aphrodite, just right here. See, these two aren't going to mix very well. Let's try it. I guess I could just put just a little bit more. And then actually I'm going to grab just a little bit of that Aphrodite right there. I don't know, though. It's not really looking very spring-like now. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit of Aphrodite, but I actually don't mind this now that I look at it. That's okay, though. It's dulling my green. It's stealing my thunder. Okay, folks. All right, so with my ring finger, dipping into Lippy, Slammy Sucky, Lick It, Slam It, Suck It. I'm going to drag that yellow all the way up and over, up in this area. Watch how it's done. Very scientific, by the way, folks. Let's do it to the other side, shall we? Okay, so did you guys see that little technique right there? Let's just hold the phone. So I look down and I look over like this. That opens up this little corner area to access. Sometimes I think people don't stop and realize that that's kind of a hard area to access. I know for the longest time I didn't really realize that, and so I wasn't getting very much, you know, shadow in there, and then it was like throughout the day looking really dark. dragging it up and around. Let's just switch over to this other side and place some in the corner. And kind of spread it down underneath as well. Yellows, I gotta be careful with. They're kind of on the warm side, and sometimes they're like, don't really look that great with me. But this one looks good, folks. This one looks good. All right, feeling good, feeling fresh. Rainy day. It's actually a rainy day out here, actually. Blend it all in. Should we take, let's see, how much of this is actually, it is pretty dark, folks. It is pretty dark. Let me swatch it for you on camera right here. Yeah, look at that base. It is fairly dark. Even though I like the shift, it is rather dark on that base. You can see it right there. That's the base. So I think we're going to leave that out, but let's see here. Aphrodite, should we darken it just a smidge and put a little Aphrodite? So just grab a little of that Aphrodite and put it underneath the lash line. Just kind of push a little in there, give it like a little liner effect. Why not? And then just kind of give it a little tug up at the corners. So just kind of gives me a little bit of a lift. All right, lastly, Makeup Geek pointed crease brush, grabbing some of that Birkin and some of the peachy shade up here by Sydney Grace. I can't forget what it is. You guys have already seen the swatches. You know what it is. Just go ahead and feather in a little bit, just to kind of make it cohesive at this point. And then grabbing the peach shade and marrying it in as well. There you have it, folks. Now, I would normally put a brow bone highlight, but I don't really have any shade other than that center, the Lick It, Slam It, Suck It. I don't love putting on a duochrome with like that greenish shift in the center, like on my brow bones. I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave things as they are. Put a coat of mascara on, and we are done. Oh, but I didn't use this. Hang on a second. Now, let me see if this one here gives me a dark base. It's not that dark. Should I try putting, let me just put like just a teensy weensy bit in the middle. Like, cause why not? Oh, and then just kind of oh, yes, honey. Dab it. I'm kind of using this as like a toppery shade. And then bringing it up and around. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Just feather it in just a little bit over in this area too. It's kind of almost outshining the Lick It, Slam It, Suck It, but I think it looks gorgeous. Grab some lashes here, as in mascara. I'm just gonna do mascara, I think. I don't think I'm gonna do a wing or anything. That's it, folks. If you enjoyed this look and it screams spring to you, hit that like button on your way out. And let's also, hang on just a second. Okay, so next month, I'm going to have to clear it with the girl that it's official, but I think we're going to put together singles from our collection we've never yet used. I'm not 100% sure that I've never swatched some of the shadows that I have. Actually, I'm pretty sure there's some in there that I've never swatched. But we're going to try to just like Hail Mary it and put a bunch of shadows in there we've never even swatched. We didn't know what they look like or anything yet. So please make sure you stay tuned with that. As always, join in. Join in. That's your assignment. Make your own 9 and 10 pan shadows for this month's Rainy Day palette, and I want to see yours. So you can contact me on Instagram. You can let me know in the comments down below what shades you used. Thank you all for watching so much. Go check out Cara and Kelly's video, their channel. It's great. It's wonderful. We're having a great time. Can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.